Hello ladies and gents, welcome to tonight's episode of Poetry Live. Tonight, by special request, I am going to be reading some Mary Oliver poems for you all, so I hope that you really enjoy it. Hello and welcome. Hello Jason, hello Rachel, come in, sit yourself down. Hello Giovanna, come in, welcome. I hope that you're very well. Mary Oliver poetry coming up on tonight's show. Hello Amanda, come in Amanda. Come in guys, come in, sit yourselves down. I hope that your week is going well. My week's not going too badly at all. I'm quite happy with my week as it stands, which is good. That makes me, that's a good thing, I think. So welcome. Come in, folks. Sit yourselves down. Pull up a chair. Hello, Karen. Hello, Marabont. Hello, Dawn. Come in. It's good to see you all. We'll give it a minute or so. Well, so a couple of minutes. We'll give it a couple of minutes before we get started with tonight's poems. Hello, Dawn. Hello. We'll give it a couple of minutes before we get into tonight's poems, and then hit them we shall. I like doing requests on the show. It at least makes me fairly confident that you're going to like what I'm reading if I'm doing requests. But you guys usually like it. Anyway. It's very rare that we do a show with poems that you folk don't like. Very rare indeed. But hey, here we go. You have to look up the poem. Well, look yourself up some Mary Oliver. But you can look up the poems that I'm reading tonight, Dawn. I am taking off of the Poetry Foundation website. Anyway, for Thursday, we're reading Till Bashing on Thursday. Can't be drinking if I'm reading, Jason. Thursday, my plan is just to read an excellent story for you all. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Actually. Why, thank you, Tiona. I'm glad you think so. And to be honest, I've had to put the heating on tonight. It's Thursday. Oh, it's St. Patrick's Day. No, I didn't. Do you know what, Jason? I didn't even realise it was St. Patrick's Day. Well, maybe we'll get. I might wear a green jumper. I have a green jumper. I can wear my green jumper for St. Patrick's Day. How about that? Green jumper for St. Patrick's Day. That's what we can do. Mary Oliver is what we're going to be reading tonight, ladies and gents, on Poetry Live. So without much further ado, shall I get into it? Welcome, by the way, everyone. Welcome for those of you who are new. Welcome to Poetry Live. 4 days of the week, I come here onto Periscope at the same time to read poetry to all you lovely people. Hello, Donna. Hello, Laura. Hello. Come in. Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you like the specs. So tonight we're going to be doing some Mary Oliver, and I will begin. Let's go for a bit of a river theme, shall we? I'm going to begin with Death at Wind River for tonight's poem, ladies and gents. Here we go. Without much further ado, you're very welcome, Marabons. This is Death at Wind River. In their dreams, the bullets shine red as roses. In their grandmother's cheeks the horses gallop again over the children the young men can't kill fast enough. In their dreams they sleep with the moon, but mostly they drag their heels in the dust. They pour whiskey down their throats, they sharpen their knives on nothing but stones. They have raged drunk over their old grandmothers. They have stumbled on the ghosts of the children. After all, their nerves click like frozen leaves. They walk out under the branches of hopelessness. They think of this world welcoming the bodies of their sons. There you go. That was Death at Wind River. And I'm not a teacher. No, I'm actually a project manager and marketer by day. Thank you, Laura. I'm glad that you liked it. Thank you, guys. That was Mary Oliver's Death at Wind River. It was requested by Marabont. Thank you. I'm glad you appreciate the show. Wonderful poetry. It's natural, Dre. It naturally grows like this. I am blessed, fortunately, with her that it comes out like this first thing in the morning. And we wouldn't want it any other way, would we? No, we wouldn't. We like it like this. Anyway, that was that. We're going to continue our river theme slightly tonight as we go on now to Beside the Waterfall as our next poem. This is Mary Oliver's Beside the Waterfall. At dawn, the big dog, Winston by name, reached down into the leaves, tulips and willows mostly, beside the white waterfall, and dragged out into plain sight a fawn. It was scarcely larger than a rabbit, and thankfully it was dead. Winston looked over the delicate spotted body, and then deftly tackled the beautiful flower-like head, breaking it and breaking it off and swallowing it. All the while this was happening, it was growing lighter. When I called to him, Winston merely looked up, grizzled around the chin, and with kind eyes. He too, if you're willing, had a face like a flower. And then the red sun, which had been rising all the while anyway, broke clear of the trees and dropped its wild clawed light over everything. Quite nice there. How Mary Oliver takes that image of the light coming out, blowing away those shadows and resolving the poem, and quite dark imagery actually there with the eating of the fawn. Quite dark indeed, but resolves it in that. Excellent, Laura. Well, I am from Yorkshire, to answer your question. Yorkshire in England is where I hail from. I'm glad you guys liked that poem. Thank you. Who are we going to go for next? Bum, 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 bum. Oh, bum, bum, bum. I lost my place in the Mary Oliver list. I shouldn't have done that. The next poem that I'm going to read. Again, we're getting a lot of rivers tonight. I like rivers though. This, ladies and gents, that I'm going to read to you is, what's that? At Black River by Mary Oliver. Here we go. All day its dark, slick bronze soaks in a mossy place. Its teeth a multitude set for the comedy that never comes. Its tail knobbed and shiny, and with a heavyweight's punch packed around the bone. In beautiful Florida he is king of his own part of the Black River, and from his nap he will wake into the warm darkness to boom and thrust forward, paralysing the swift thin-waisted fish or the bird in its frilled white gown that has dipped down from the heaven of leaves one last time to drink. Don't think I'm not afraid. There is such an unleashing of horror. But I remember, death comes before the rolling away of the stone. Amanda, how could I ever forget you? How could I forget you, Amanda? Not at all. Not in the slightest. And hello, Amanda. And welcome to everyone else as well. But that, ladies and gents, was Mary Oliver's At Black River. I like a good nautical, you guys know by now. If it's related to fishing or the sea or rivers, I'm generally quite happy. So I'm quite enjoying myself tonight with Mary Oliver. Thank you. I do like the nautical takes. My ideal home would be situated somewhere exactly between the sea and a mountain. If I could get between the sea and the mountain, I'd be happy. Which probably means I have to move to Snowdonia in Wales, which does concern me slightly. It means leaving Yorkshire. But if I could, Snowdonia is very nice. I'd settle quite happily for Snowdonia between Snowdon and the Irish Sea. Yeah, I can make that work. Dolphins and whales on one hand, snow and kites and mountains on the other. So let's just quit our jobs and start a poetry commune in the middle of Wales. That's what we should be doing, everyone. It would be the world's best view. I think. But yeah, poetry commune in Wales. Of course you can come, Luke. Of course you can come. Now we just need to find someone who can actually build. I can make IKEA furniture. If someone can build the commune huts, I can make the bookcases from IKEA. And regale everyone with stories over the campfire. If we can get that sorted, I think we'd be laughing, wouldn't we? Anyway, there's Susan's husband, an architect. Danny's husband seems to do a great job of doing up interiors. I think, ladies and gents, that we might actually have a good approach sorted. Yeah, like Dead Poets Society, only with a cheerier ending, Rabbit. That's what we're doing. Thank you, Laura. Dawn's going to build a set for the theatre. We need the theatre so we can put on performances of poetry and stories every night. Amanda's on for painting it. It's done. I think that we're just about sorted for going down there. You know, Rabbit's crocheting some rugs for us to sit on. We've got rugs, we've got bookcases, we've got stories, we've got sets, we've got interiors, exteriors. There are plenty of sheep to take wool from. I think we've got it made, guys. What were we ever thinking of doing anything other than this with our lives? Cupcakes and storytelling and poetry and Afghans and rugs and crocheting. Space for all of rabbits. Susan's husband's making the furniture. It's a wonderful, wonderful film with Robin Williams, where he plays an English teacher at a private English boarding school, and uses the power of poetry to teach his students to think outside the box and to think differently. And the ending is quite sad, and it doesn't end well for Ethan Hawke in the end. But up until that point, the first two acts of the film are marvellous, then the third it gets sad. But yes. There we go, sorted. Me, 20 women, a few extra husbands, and Susan cooking some giant pots of food. I think we're sorted. Anyway, this next poem, ladies and gents, is Breakage. I go down to the edge of the sea. How everything shines in the morning light. The cusp of the whelk, the broken cupboard of the clam, the opened blue mussels, moon snails, pale pink and barnacle scarred, and nothing at all whole or shut, but tattered, split, dropped by the gulls onto the grey rocks, and all the moisture gone. It's like a schoolhouse of little words, thousands of words. First you figure out what each one means by itself. The jingle, the periwinkle, the scallop, full of moonlight. Then you begin, slowly, to read the whole story. The rabbit sorted. She's a crazy bunny lady. Hello, Siri. Hello. Come in. Welcome. We're reading Mary Oliver poems tonight. We just read Breakage. I think I had a wonderful idea of how to... which is what we want, which is the perfect life, Rabbit. Which is the perfect life, sitting and doing that. I think you're sorted doing that. Yorkshire. I am from Yorkshire. That's where I'm from. Well, thank you, Sari, and have fun at work. Oh, excellent. A bit like radio. Well, be careful on the road, Darby. Be careful on the road. But yeah, I'm glad I'm able to entertain you on the drive home tonight. Which is what I'm going to read to you guys next, he says, wondering. What am I going to read to you next? I'm going to read 40 Years. Oh, you're not driving? Even better. Well, then you can pay lots of attention, Darby. Pay as much attention as you possibly can as you're not driving. Sorted. I'm glad I can just entertain you on your way home. Playing with the bunnies, dancing in the rain. Also, we can get some campfires going. I love a good campfire. Campfires are the best invention ever. They predate the wheel, which is it's sort of campfires, #1 invention ever done. Sorted. Campfires, Wales, sea, mountains, rabbits, big food, commune, bookshelves, storytelling, theatre. This is it. This is me done now, guys. This is me done. That's my perfect life. Sorted. I can go in tomorrow, hand in my resignation, and just tell my boss, I'm done. I'm done with this whole marketing stuff. It's time to go and live in a coven. There. Done. Going into the coven now. Quit tomorrow. Move to Wales. We don't even need to buy any land, I think. All that we do is just drive, find a space in the countryside that it looks like nobody's inhabiting, and we'll just build on it. We'll build on it and we're sorted. That's fine, Dawn. That's fine, because it's going to be a wonderful commune in Wales where everyone is welcome and there's no need for visas. Because it would defeat the whole anarchic point of it if we had to have visas. No, we'll just build. We'll just build and live there. And Frank can cut our hair when it gets too long, and we'll never need to go into a town or city again. Anyway, this is 40 Years. By the way, guys, I should actually point out that there is already some very similar stuff like that to already existing in Wales. The Do Lectures is coming up in June this year, which is quite a similar thing, actually. It's only 3 days. It's not for the rest of your life. But do the Do Lectures in Wales. It's awesome! If you can afford it. It's expensive. If you can get work to pay, even better. But the Do Lectures in Wales, definitely worth a look. It's very expensive. I did use business expenses to cover it. Well, we're starting up a commune, first off, Lottie, but there's also a really cool Ideas Festival that doesn't like being called an Ideas Festival. It's far, far too cool and underground to be an Ideas Festival. But it's called the Do Lectures. And it's in Wales. And I do recommend, if you guys ever get a chance to go, it's a lot of fun. Anyway, I'm gonna read this poem now. Yes, save your money for Edinburgh. Save money for Edinburgh, Dawn. The Fringe will be awesome. Excellent, Lottie. It's just over in Cardigan. Just over by Cardigan Bay. This is 40 Years. I'm going to take a drink now. Well, your rabbits were born to be underground, Rabbit. Oh, which one? Which one, Dawn? There are so many. Which one? Which one? I'm going to keep an eye on this thing while I read the poem. In Edinburgh. Oh, the Edinburgh story. I had a look at that. I was thinking I need to get in touch with some folk. Maybe I'll get in touch with some storytelling folk tonight. You never know. Fingers crossed I might be able to make it. This is 40 Years. For 40 years the sheets of white paper have passed under my hands, and I have tried to improve their peaceful emptiness, putting down little curls, little shafts of letters, words, little flames leaping. Not one page was less to me than fascinating, discursive, full of cadence, its pale nerves hiding in the curves of the Q's, behind the soldierly H's, in the webbed feet of the W's. 40 years, and again this morning, as always, I am stopped as the world comes back wet and beautiful, and I am thinking that language is not even a river, is not a tree, is not a green field, is not even a black ant travelling briskly, modestly, from day to day, from one golden page to another. There. 40 years in the passage of time. Storytelling Festival in October, though. I'm reading and keeping one eye on the chat. And I seem to be devoting my attention to the chat, which is no bad thing. I'm enjoying the chat. Anyway, I'm going to do one last poem from Mary Oliver tonight, ladies and gents. One last poem before I wrap. Oh, hiccup. Before I wrap up the scope and begin planning on how we can all move out to Wales. This, ladies and gents, is the hermit crab. I used to really want a hermit crab, by the way. I think hermit crabs are one of the coolest animals ever. No hiccups, it's okay. I think it was just a one-off. The hermit crab will solve it if they come around. Which explains why it only happened once. Anyway, I think hermit crabs are really cool. At one point in time I was going to get a pet hermit crab. Then my sister told me that they were very, very smelly. And because hermit crabs were very smelly, I decided no hermit crabs. I'll just look at pictures of them on the internet every once in a while. Precisely, Susan. Absolutely. Just one. I'm just going to look at them on the net now. Just look at pictures of them and go, hermit crab, you are cool. Anyway, this is about the cool hermit crab. Once I looked inside the darkness of a shell folded like a pastry, and there was a fancy face, or almost a face. It turned away and frisked up its brawny forearm so quickly against the light, and my looking in, I scarcely had time to see it, gleaming under the pure white roof of old calcium. When I set it down, it hurried along the tide line of the sea, which was slashing along as usual, shouting and hissing toward the future, turning its back with every tide on the past, leaving the shore littered every morning with more ornaments of death. What a pearly rubble, from which to choose a house like a white flower, and what a rebellion to leap into it, to hold on, connecting everything. The past to the future, which is, of course, the miracle, which is the only argument there is against the sea. Yes, happy birthday! We like a good birthday on the show. Happy birthday! Congratulations! If I keep freezing in fish like that, fish face, the hermit crab, stuck like that. I love that. My favourite image is the old so the pure white roof of old calcium. That's what I like. Truly a wonderful image there. Thank you, Marabont, by the way, for recommending that we read Mary Oliver tonight. I've had a lot of fun reading Mary Oliver. Really enjoyed that. So big thank you for that. That's been a wonderful thing to experience. I hadn't read her before. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. I'm glad you've been enjoying the show. That makes me very happy indeed. So big thank you to them. Thank you everyone, and thank you to all the wonderful folk watching tonight. It's been wonderful to share this with so many of you. As Dawn said, we do this every day at this time, apart from Thursdays. On Thursdays I read from my novel. But otherwise, every day at this time is Poetry Live. Which makes me very, very happy indeed to be doing that. So thank you, Russell. Happy birthday to you. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, Elizabeth. Well, I'm glad that you liked the Mary Oliver. As I said, I hadn't read her before today, but I have really, really enjoyed being introduced to her. And I'm glad that I've got to share it with so many of you as well. Please do keep sending in recommendations, by the way. Excellent, Julie. Well, I'm glad that you like Mary Oliver. But yes, guys, please keep sending in recommendations for poets to read on the show. I do like getting those recommendations in. Tomorrow, I haven't decided how to pronounce it yet, is Dr. Zeus or Dr. Zeus or Dr. Seuss. Or however, we had some disagreement as to how to pronounce the good doctor's name yesterday. But tomorrow, by special request, Seuss. I'm reading Dr. Seuss. Tomorrow I could very well be reading Dr. Seuss. Or Dr. Sauce, or Zeus, or Seuss, or... Somebody video message me on Twitter with the correct pronunciation. Can somebody just send me a video message on Twitter with the correct pronunciation? I will love you forever if you can explain it. That would make me happy. That would make me happy. Oh, awesome! I didn't know such a thing as Zuez. Dr. Zuez. Dr. Zuez. Dr. Zuez. Dr. Zuez? Dr. Zuez. It's Simon Tells Tales, Russell. Everything is Simon Tells Tales. Zuez. No? No, that's what you wrote. You wrote Zuez. Surely that was Zuez. Noose. Seuss. That's we've got one for Seuss. I think there might even be some slight disagreement in the chat. Okay, I have one person for Seuss. For Seuss, we have one person for Seuss. Is Seuss correct? Seuss. Well, Lego. You know, I try to relax, but relaxing is no fun. This is my Seuss. Dr. Seuss. I'm going to have Dr. Seuss tomorrow. Seuss, as on noose. Seuss. Well, tomorrow night we're going to read Dr. Seuss. That's what I said. Yeah, Seuss. Tomorrow night we'll read Dr. Seuss on Poetry Live. Poetry Live. Dr. Seuss coming up. Yes, I'm the big hairy gamekeeper, Lego Man. Because it's Dr. Seuss month, apparently. Dr. Seuss month. So we're going to be reading Dr. Seuss for Dr. Seuss month. That's what we want. That's what we want. It all still to come, ladies and gents. Tomorrow night. Rosella, I wish my mouth is now clamming up, unfortunately. It's clamming up. So I'm going to end it there, Rosella, if you don't mind too much. I think, was it Dr. Seuss? It might actually have been T.S. Eliot and an old copy of Old Possum's Book of Cats. I think T.S. Eliot might have been my first poet. I have a very vivid memory of T.S. Eliot being my first poet. So I think T.S. Eliot might actually predate Dr. Seuss. Yeah, I'm going to be saying this all tomorrow. Seuss! Seuss! Dr. Seuss. We will do tomorrow night, ladies and gents. Anyway, thank you so much for coming, everyone. Thank you all, you wonderful, wonderful folk, for coming along and taking part in tonight's show. It really means an awful lot to me. Welcome all the new viewers as well. I hope you have enjoyed this. I would like to say thank you to everyone, but Periscope doesn't let you see, so it's kind of blocked most people off. And I don't want to miss out, folk, and have people feeling that I missed out. So thank you to everyone. Thank you, Susan. I'll say thank you in the comments. Thank you, Maribot. Thank you, Dawn. It's awful. The thing is, as well, because folk who come in at the start then disappear. But thank you, Isella. Thank you, Black Rabbit. There you go. If you comment, you can have a thank you. Because I can see you then. Thank you, Darby. Have a great night. Have a great night. Wonderful. Well, I will catch up with all you guys tomorrow. It's been great hanging out with you. I'll let you know as soon as I've bought the wood which we can use to build our cabins in Wales. Very important. Thank you, Russell. Thank you. It's been wonderful to meet you tonight. Have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you all are. Thank you. And bye-bye.